This could be our moment. Sturgeon leads cross-party Remoaner drive to exploit PM's weakness to keep Britain in the single market as May is branded ludicrously incompetent. Theresa May is facing a cross-party Remoaner push to use her weakness to water down Brexit today. Nicola Sturgeon urged pro-EU politicians to join forces and seize the moment to force the government to change stance. She was backed by Labour and Tory Europhiles, while Ed Miliband stepped up the attack on Mrs May by claiming she could not organise a PUP in a brewery. The Prime Minister is racing against time to save her Brexit divorce deal after it was dramatically derailed by the DUP yesterday. But she has been warned that giving in to Irish demands could see her kicked out of Downing Street within weeks, while friends admit she has 2 guns held to her head. The latest nail-biting phase of the Brexit process comes after a last-minute intervention from the DUP, which is propping her up in power, threw Mrs May's carefully laid plans into chaos. The Premier had to break off from lunch with European Commission Chief Jean-Claude Juncker to field an angry call from the party's leader Arlene Foster, who had gone public with her concerns. Before the lunch, EU diplomats and journalists had been told to expect a 15-page document outlining details of a deal that would clear the way for trade talks to begin this month. But later in the afternoon Mrs May and Mr Juncker faced the press in Brussels to announce that discussions on a divorce deal had been abandoned for the day. The row was triggered when leaks of a draft statement emerged suggesting that the UK was prepared to say there would be no regulatory divergence between Northern Ireland and the Republic. It later emerged that the proposal was actually for there to be continued alignment, and the plan was narrowly drawn to cover only areas such as energy and agriculture. But by then Miss Sturgeon had gleefully seized on the reports to claim Northern Ireland was being allowed to stay in the single market, and demanded Scotland be given the same right. Pressing her point today, the Scottish First Minister appealed for Jeremy Corbyn to join the drive. This could be the moment for opposition and soft Brexit, Remain Tories to force a different, less damaging approach, keep the UK in the single market and customs union. But it needs Labour to get its act together. How about it at Jeremy Corbyn? She wrote. London Mayor Sadiq Khan said the clear solution to the government's problems was the UK remaining in the single market and customs union. Tory MP Anna Soubry wrote on Twitter, "You don't need a planet-sized brain to work out effectively staying in SM&CU delivers Brexit and strong economy for everyone in UK." Former Labour leader Ed Miliband wrote, "What an absolutely ludicrous, incompetent, absurd, make it up as you go along, couldn't run a piss-up in a brewery bunch of jokers there are running the government at the most critical time in a generation for the country." But with Labour badly split on the Brexit issue, the party leadership was showing little signs of joining the campaign. No shadow ministers were deployed to spell out Labour's position on the airwaves this morning.